Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Faizan Khan, and from this tutorial onwards, I will be building this inventory management system using Python, Tkinter and MySQL from scratch. I'll explain everything step by step, so even if you are a beginner or someone who wants to learn how to build Python GUI projects, this series is perfect for you. You can add this project to your resume and it will surely help in your job search. Follow along, and if at any point you don't understand something, just drop a comment below. I reply to mostly all comments. If you have any suggestions or improvements regarding this project, feel free to share those as well. I have talked enough, so let's get started. So firstly, let me show you how this project works. So this is the login page. Here I need to mention the employee ID and the password in order to log in. And if you directly try to log in, it says fields cannot be empty. So either I can log in as an employee or as an admin. So firstly, I'll log in as an employee. So I'll mention the employee ID and the password. So if I'm mentioning the wrong password, suppose it says it is invalid employee ID or password. So I need to mention the correct password. And after mentioning the correct password, login is successful. So here you can do the shopping. These are all the products that you can purchase. Their prices are mentioned, their quantities are mentioned, and the status is active. So these are all available products. So if you want the dog food, suppose you can select that. You can mention the quantity here and you can simply click on add update cart. So this item will be added to the cart. Similarly, if you want t-shirts, you can mention the quantity and you can add to cart. So as you can see, currently the t-shirt in stock is 492. Okay, once you will generate the bill, this value will simply be decreased. So you have added one quantity, so one quantity will be decreased from here. Okay, so let me just generate the bill. As you can see, name and contact cannot be empty. So we'll mention the name here and the contact. So the bill is saved and this is the bill that is generated. Okay, and it has the QR code which you can scan and this will show you the product details. And you can see the quantity is decreased here, right? So by using this clear all, you will be able to clear all these fields. And this calculator I have attached so that you can perform the calculations regarding your products that you are purchasing. Okay, and if you have a lot of products here, you can search any product using the product name. Suppose if you want to search for office chair, you can mention here and you will see the product. Okay, I hope this is clear, and this clear button is simply used to clear these fields, and using the show all you will be able to see all the products. And suppose if you are adding some product to the cart and if you want its quantity to be increased, suppose currently the quantity is 1 in the cart but you want 4 quantities, so you can simply update cart by clicking on the same button. It will ask you that product exists, do you want to update? So I'll say yes. So now the quantity is updated here. Okay, and accordingly this bill amount will be changed and this net pay will be changed. Okay, and suppose if I'm adding this, so you can see the bill amount and net pay is changed. And if you don't want any product, suppose you want to remove t-shirts from here, you can simply mention the quantity as 0 and click on this and simply update it. So you can see the product is deleted. Okay, so I hope you understood how this is working. So now I'll simply log out and this time I'll log in as an admin. So I'll mention the employee ID of the admin and the password. So this is the admin dashboard. Here the admin can see total employees, total suppliers, total categories, total products, and total sales that has happened. And this is nothing but the admin name, welcome Faizan Khan, this is the date and this is the time. Here we have different sections. So if I go to employee sections, so here you can manage employee details. So you can see these are the employees that are registered. So in total there are 10 employees and this number you are seeing here, right? And in order to add any new employee, you can fill these details. So let's add one more employee. Gender male, employment, contract, address Mumbai, name John, date of birth, education, date of joining, user type, I'll make it an employee, then the email address, contact, work shift, salary, and the password. So this password and this employee ID will be used by an employee to log in. Okay, and this email will be used if you forget your password. So on this email you will be receiving the OTP to reset your password. Okay, so after filling these details you can click on the save button. So here you will see the details of John. Okay, and once you select this, all the details will be filled in these fields, and you can update some detail. Like for example, if I want to update the education here, I'll click on this update button. Okay, so you can see the education is updated here, and you can also delete the details of any employee. For example, if you want to delete this employee, you can select the employee and click on this delete button. Do you really want to delete? Yes. And if these fields are not empty, you can click on this clear button to clear these fields. You can also search the employees based on the ID, name, email, employment type, work shift, education, or salary. Let's search based on name. So I'll search Nikita. So I'm getting a record here. And with the help of the show all, you will be able to see all the records. Okay. Then we have the supplier section. So here we can manage the supplier details. So these are all the suppliers that I have added. If you want to add a new supplier, you can fill these details: invoice number, supplier name, contact, and the description. Okay, and from here you can select some supplier, you can modify the details, and you can update. If you wish to delete, just select some supplier and click on this delete button. That record will be deleted, and using this clear you will be able to clear the fields. You can also search any supplier based on the invoice number. So if I want to search invoice number 12, so I will be able to search that. Okay, and then we have the category section. So here we have these categories that I have added so far. Okay, and if you wish to add a new category, just fill these details and click on the add. Okay, and if you wish to delete, just select that and click on delete. Okay, after that we have this product section. Here you can add the products. So firstly you need to select the category. So category is coming from the category section. So these are all the categories. Okay, so suppose if I am adding clothing and apparel, category, then I need to select the supplier. Suppliers are coming from the supplier section. Mukesh Jain is the supplier. Then the product name, suppose jeans. Price I'll mention 700. Quantity I'll mention 50. And I'll select the status active or inactive. If the admin makes this product as inactive, then this product will not be visible on the shopping page. Okay, so if you want this product to be visible there, you need to make it active and click on save. So you can see data is added successfully. Okay, you can also search for some product based on the category name or supplier name or just the product name. Okay, suppose if I want to search for guitar, I will be able to search here. Okay, you can see the price of the guitar. You can check the quantity. As the quantity is 0 and the status is inactive, you can select this and you can add the quantity. Suppose now it's refilled, right? And you can make the status as active. So we have to update. Okay, so the products which are inactive, these will not be visible on the shopping page, and the products which are active, those will be visible there. I hope this is clear. And then this is the sales section. Here you will be able to see all the generated bills. Okay, so if I see this, you can see these are the bills and the QR code is attached with it. Okay, so these are all the bills that are generated, and you can search any bill using the invoice number. So just mention the bill number here, so we can search that bill here, and using this clear you will be able to clear these fields. And then we have this exit button. So if you wish to close this application, you can click here. It says, do you want to really exit? If you select no, nothing will happen, but if you click yes, this application will be closed. And we can go back from here to the home page. Okay, and then we have this logout button. Once you click on this logout, you'll be redirected to the login page. Okay, so this is how this app works, and now let's start building this. So firstly, we will be building this dashboard page. So before we start building this, you need to have 3 softwares installed on your PC. First one is the Python. Second one is any editor like PyCharm or VS Code. And third one is MySQL database. So if you don't have these, check the links provided in the description of this video. You can watch those tutorials and download and install these. So I'm going to work on PyCharm, but you can choose any editor of your choice. So if you are following along, you can go to File, select New Project, give a project folder name here. Then you can select any base interpreter of your choice. So I have version 3.11 and 3.10. I'll go with the latest version and then simply click on the create button. And I want this project to open on a new window. So I'll select new window. So project is getting ready here. Now once the project setup is done, you simply need to right click here and select Python file, and I'll give the name as main, or I can give it dashboard, because we will be firstly creating the dashboard page. Okay, so this is my Python file name, and here I will be writing the code. So for creating the graphical user interface of our application, of our dashboard, we will be using Tkinter module. So this module is an inbuilt module. So it has lots of classes and methods which help us in creating graphical user interface very easily. So we will see all those. So before using those classes and methods, we need to import Tkinter. So what is the way? You have to write from Tkinter import asterisk. So this line means that you are importing all the classes and methods of this Tkinter module in our code. Now you will be able to use them. So to create the dashboard window, we will be creating object of tk class. So this is the tk class and we need to create its object. So we can give object name as anything, for example root. Okay, so this is nothing but the window, and to see the window on the screen we will be using root.main loop. And now if you run this, your window will be successfully created like this. So it's very easy. Firstly, you just have to create an object of the tk class, and then you have to use one of the method which is main loop that is there inside this class. So you are using it with the help of object name which is root. Okay, and this will give you a window. Okay, so this is the by default width and height of the window, and this is by default the title of the window. So we need to change these. So in order to change the title, you'll write root.title method. Title method is also present inside this tk class, so we are using this. And to provide the title, you have to pass it in the form of a string. So the title will be dashboard, and make sure you write everything just before this main loop, because if you write anything after this main loop, that code will not be executed. For example, if I am simply printing my name and if I run this code, as you can see on the console, you are not able to see the result of the print statement, right? But you are able to see this title which is dashboard. Okay, if I expand this, you are able to see the title, right? But as soon as I'll close this window, you will be able to see this print statement. So what is happening? This main loop method is keeping all these statements on a continuous loop. So it is not going to this line number 8. Okay, so this is only getting executed when you are closing your window. So make sure you write everything before main loop. So after title, you need to set the width and the height of your window, right? So for that, we again have a method which is known as geometry. This helps in setting the width and the height of our window. So width that I'm going to provide is 1270, and the height that I'm going to provide is 668. And this is the same width and the height that I have used in my original project. Now if I am running this, you are able to see the change in the size of the window, right? Next thing is I will disable this maximize button so that our window size is not changed. I want a window of fixed size. So for that, I will be using resizable method, and I'll be passing false value for the width and false value for the height. Okay, so now your maximize button will be disabled and you won't be able to change its size. Okay, another thing is I want to fix the position of this window, because if you run it again and again, you will see a different position of this window. Okay, so I want it at the starting position, so I'll mention +0 and +0. So +0 means the distance from the x-axis will be 0 and distance from the y-axis will be 0. So the window will be appearing from this position, okay, top left corner. So now it is appearing at this position. So the window position is fixed now. I hope this is clear. After that, I will change the background color. So to change the background color, you have this config method, or you can use configure, both will work same. And here you need to pass bg argument and its value, which is the color code, like for example red. So you can see the background color is changed. Okay, you can also provide some hexadecimal code here, that will also work fine. So I want the background color as white, but you are free to choose your own favorite color. So I will be running my original project again and again for the comparison purpose. So I'll run this code. This is my original project to make you understand that what we are going to do now. Okay. So firstly, we will be adding this title heading. Okay, and this title has one image, logo image. Okay, and it also has this button, okay, on the right hand side. So firstly we will do this thing. So coming to the code, so I'll be creating a title label, and title label is created, or any label in Tkinter is created with the help of the label class. Okay, so we have a label class which helps in creating the labels, okay, that we can add to our window. So this label has to be on our window, right? And the window name here is root, right? Or you can replace this root with some other name which is more understandable, like window. So how can you replace all these at once? So in PyCharm you can press Ctrl R, okay, and here you can mention root. Okay, it will select all the root words, and then you can replace it with window like this, and you can simply click this replace all, and all root will be replaced with window like this. I hope this is clear. Now if you run it, still you will see the same result, no changes. Okay, so we want this label in our window, so we are passing this thing. After that, what will be the text on this label? Text will be inventory management system. Okay, now if I run at this stage, you will not be able to see this text, this label. This is because you have just created the label, but you have not placed it. Okay, so after creating the label, you also need to position it on your window where you want to see this label. So for that, we have one method, place. So I'll write title label dot place method, and to this place method we want to pass x and y values. So x value is 0 and y value is also 0. Why x 0, y 0? Because we want this title label to appear at the top position. So now if I run it, you will be able to see this, right? But you see the font is very small here. So what we'll do, we'll change the font. So here will come inside this label class, we'll mention the font argument. So firstly we need to mention the styling. The styling is Times New Roman font styling. Then we need to mention the size of the text. So size that I have choose in my original project is 40, and then I'll make the text as bold like this. Okay, so make sure you add the font in a tuple like this. Now if you run it, you'll see the size is changed, right? Next we can change the text color and the background color. So just after this we can mention BG. This stands for background color. Okay, and I'll be using hex code here. So this is the hex code, and then the text color, which is nothing but FG. FG stands for foreground. So the text color I'm gonna keep to white. Make sure you add the colors in the form of a string. Now if I run it, this is how this looks. Okay, after this we need to add this logo, right? So to add this logo, we firstly need a logo image, right? So from where you can get that image, simply go to your Google and search for flaticon.com. So this is the website from where you can get lots of icons. Okay, you can search for the icon, like for example inventory. So you'll get lots of icons here. So whichever you prefer, you can simply download that. So I can go with this one. So I'll select the size as 32 pixels and I'll click on this free download, and this will be simply downloaded. Once it's downloaded, you can copy it and you can paste here and keep it to inventory.png or some other name of your choice. Okay, once you have added the image in the same folder where your Python file is, after that you need to import this image in our code. So for that we require a photo image class. So we have this photo image class, and here we will mention the file name, which is inventory.png, like this. Okay, and we'll name this image as bg image, like this. Okay, or bg underscore image. So now this image is represented by this variable. So just like we have added text to this label, in the same way we can also add image to this label, because we want image in this particular label only. So I'll mention image equals to bg image, like this. And now if I run it, you can see we are seeing the logo, but we are not able to see the text. So in order to see both the image and the text, we have to add one more argument here, which is compound, and its value can be left or right. So if you want the image on the left hand side, then you can pass left here, and if you want the image on the right hand side, then you can pass right here. Now if I run it, you can see we are able to see both the things. Okay, but you can see the logo size is smaller. So I think I have downloaded 64 by 64 in my original project, so I'll use that same. So what I'll do, I'll change the size to 64 and will download again. Once this is downloaded, copy it and you can paste here. Change the name to whatever you like and simply overwrite the image. Now if I run it, you can see the image is changed, right? I need spacing between these two, and in fact I'll add it on the right hand side. So I'll change this compound value to right. Now the image will appear on the right hand side, like this. Okay, and if you want the spacing between this image and the text, so after system you can add one or two spaces, like this. Okay, and now I will fill this title label completely on to the x-axis. Okay, so for that, in this place method, I will mention rel width equals to 1. So now you will see this is filled completely onto the x-axis, right? So this text is coming at the center position. I'll move it on to the left hand side. So to this label class, I'm gonna add anchor argument and will provide direction west. So now you will see the text move to the west, like this. And I want some spacing here, some padding. Okay, so paddx, I will be adding paddx here of 20 pixels. Yeah, this is fine. And now on the right hand side, we can add our logout button. So let's create a logout button. So I'll give the name as logout button, and the button can be created with the help of a button class. And again, where you want to see this button, I want to see this button in my window, so I'll pass window here. Then what should be the text of this button? The text will be logout, and then I will provide font for this text. So the styling will be Times New Roman. Then the size of the text will be 20, and I'll make the text as bold. Okay, Now again, if I run at this stage, you will not see it. Why? Because you have just created the button, but you have not placed it. That where you want to see this button. So I'll write logout button dot place method. Okay. So to this place method, we have to pass the x and the y values. So x value that I'm going to give is 1 1 0 0, and y value is 10. Now if I run it, so here we are seeing this button. Okay. So the text color and the background color, it's up to you. Whatever you like, you can keep it, right? So I'll change the text color uh, to what we have added as the background color for this title label. So I'll copy this color code and I'll pass here FG. FG stands for the text color, and I'll pass that color code here like this. So this is how this button looks like. Okay. I think this logo will look better on the left hand side only. So I'll add the spacing on the left hand side and will change this right to left. Yeah, now I think it's fine. After that, we need to create this subtitle where you will see welcome and the person name who will log in, then the date, today's date, and the time, current time. Okay, so let's create this label. So this label will also be created in the similar way only. Okay, so I'll name this label as subtitle label, and this label will be created with the help of the label class. This label will also be in my window only, so I'll pass window, and then to this label I'll provide the text, and the text will be welcome admin for now. Okay, this text will be changed based on who has login. After this, I'll add 2 tab spaces, and then I'll mention the date. For now, I'll just go with some random date. Okay, and then again 2 tab spaces, then I'll mention the time, and again for now I'll mention any random time like this, and then you again need to add this. So subtitle label dot place, we need to mention the x and the y values. So x will be 0 and y will be 70. You can increase and decrease these values so you will understand where they are getting placed, right? So you can see we are able to see this. Okay, again what we'll do, we will provide rel width as 1 so that this label can be fully on this x-axis. So I'll provide rel width as 1 like this. Okay, after that I'll increase the font of the text, so I'll mention here font styling will be Times New Roman, size of the text will be 15. Okay, so this is how it will look, and then you can change the background color and the text color. So this is the color code for the background color, and then the text color, which is FG, and it will be white. Yeah, so this is how it looks. And now we need to create this left sidebar. So I'm going to add all these things inside a frame. So firstly I will be creating a frame, then inside that frame I will add this logo image, then this label, and then these buttons. And on these buttons, if you see, we have these images attached, right? So I'll firstly create a left frame, and frame is created with the help of a frame class. And where you want to see this frame has to be on our window, so I'll pass window here. Okay, and then I'll simply uh, place this frame using the place method. So where you want to see this frame, so x value will be 0 only, and the y value will be 102. Okay, so on running this, you are not able to see the frame, but you will see the frame once you start adding things inside it. Or you can also see the frame by adding width and the height to it. So let's add width and the height to it. So width is 200 and the height is 555. So you can now see this left frame here like this. Okay, so inside this frame, firstly I will be adding a logo image at the top. So just like we add text on a label, in the same way we can add image on a label. So we'll create a label, and on that label we will be adding the image. So we'll create image label, and the label is created with the help of a label class, as you know already. And this will be on my window. No, this will be inside my left frame this time. Okay, and then I'll mention the image name. So we have not imported any image here, so we need to add that image. So the image that I have used in my original project is this one. Okay, so this is 200 cross 200 png. You can get this from fraticon.com. so I'm simply going to copy this image. I'm going to provide these images in the description of this video. From there also you can download these images and use if you want to use the same images. Okay, so I'll name it logo.png only. Now since I have the image in my folder where my Python file is, now I can import this image in our code using the photo image class. So using the photo image class, I'll mention the file name, which is logo.png. Okay, and I'll name this image as logo image like this. Okay, and then here I'll mention this name, logo image. Now again, if I run at this stage, you will not see anything because you need to place it in order to see this label. Okay, so since we are adding this image label inside this left frame, so this is the first thing getting added inside this left frame, right? So there is one more method which is used to place the items on your window, that is known as grid. So this time I'm going to use grid. So I'll add image label dot grid method, and here I just need to pass row value and the column value like this. Okay, now if I run it, you can see that we are seeing the logo image here, right? So in case of grid, you add everything in the form of rows and columns. Okay, and there's one more method which is known as pack, that also helps to position the elements. So we can use the pack method. Okay, this will also add it here. So in case of pack, the items are added one below the other. Okay, and if you see this, look, it is one below the other, right? So in this case we can go with the pack method. We can also go with the grid method, that is also fine. We can also go with the place method, that is also fine. But in case of place method, we will have to find exact positions, xy position, so it will be a bit complicated, right? So when we use generally place method when we have to position something at some particular x and y coordinates. Okay, Otherwise, you can use the grid method if you have to arrange everything in the form of rows and columns, or you can go with the pack method if you want things to be arranged one after the other. Okay, so here the pack method is very easy to use, so I'll go with the pack method. So after this image, we need to add the menu label. So I'll name it menu label, and it will be created with the help of the label class. This will be inside my left frame. The text on this label will be menu, like this, and then I'll change the font for this text. So the styling will be Times New Roman. Then size of the text will be 20. Okay, and I also want to give the background color to this label, which is a hexadecimal code, this one. And after that I will simply pack this. So menu label dot pack method. So when you directly mention the pack method, it will add it just after this image label. Okay, now if I run it, so as you can see here, we are able to see it. So I want this menu label to be completely onto this frame horizontally. Okay, so I'll mention fill equals to x. So this will completely fill it onto the x-axis. Okay, inside that frame only, like this. And now we want to add the buttons. So first button is the employee button. So we'll create a button here and we'll name it employee button, and this can be created with the help of the button class. And this button will be inside my left frame. Text on this button will be employees, and then I'll add font for this text. The styling will be Times New Roman. Size of the text will be 20, and I'll make the text as bold. Now I'll simply pack this button, so it will be packed just below this menu label, like this. And I'll again add fill x, so it will be filled completely onto the x-axis inside the frame, like this. I also want to add the image here just before this text, just like I have done in my original project. So you can see this employee image here. So I want to add this image. So you can get this image from a flat icon only. So simply search for employee, and from here whichever you wish you can download, and the size can be 24. So as you can see, I have used same colored images here. So if you also want to use this, then you can do that, or you can download these images from the description. So I'm gonna paste all those images here. So I've copied it from my original project and I've pasted here. So this is the employee.png that I will be adding, and you can see the size is 24 cross 24. You can download it from flaticons.com. Okay, so here I'll import this using the photo image class, and file name will be employee.png. Okay, and I'll name it employee icon, like this. Okay, and I also want to inform you that this is the PNG format. So when you are using the PNG images, then this is the way. Okay, but if you are using JPG images, then to use JPG images in Tkinter, you will have to install pillow module. So if you wish to install pillow module, you can go to your terminal and type there pip install pillow, like this. Okay, and hit enter, and then you can simply import it. So at the top you can write from pil import image tk, okay, like this. Because I have not installed it, that's why I'm seeing this red line here. And after that you just have to add image tk dot photo image class, and you can mention your jpg file here, then it will work perfectly fine. So this is the way of adding jpg images in your code. I hope you understood this, but since I'm using png images, so I don't need to have this pillow library, right? So after creating the employee icon, now you can add it to this button, just like we have added here inside this title label, right? Image, compound, and the text. So we'll be using that same thing here. So we'll mention the image, which is employee icon, comma, and then we'll mention the compound so that we are able to see both the text and the image. And I'll mention the direction as left because I want the image on the left hand side, like this. Now right click and run dashboard, stop and rerun. So this is how it looks, and if you want some spacing between these two, then you can add some spaces before the text, like this, okay, or one space is sufficient. Yeah, this is fine. Now in the same way you have to create other buttons: supplier, category, product, sales, and exit. So I'll create the supplier button. So the supplier button will also be created in the similar way only. So I'll copy these three lines. First is for importing the image, then second is the button, and third line is for packing that button. Okay, so I'll copy it and I'll paste here. Now I'll change the variable names. So in PyCharm you can place multiple cursors with the help of Alt and mouse left button. So when you press Alt and mouse left button, multiple cursors will be placed, and you can simply do the editing and you can replace the name like supplier icon and supplier button, like this, okay. And here instead of employee icon, now it will be supplier icon, okay. And you also need to change the image file name, which is supplier.png. Supplier.png is this file, okay. This is 24 cross 24. And now if you run it, you are able to see employees text there because you didn't change the text. So instead of employees, the text will be changed to suppliers. Yeah, so this is how it looks. After suppliers, we have category and then product. So I'll again paste the same thing and I'll change it to category. File name will be changed to category.png, okay. Here the image name will be category icon. The text here will be changed to categories, okay. And that's it. If you run it, you are able to see the categories section. After that, products. So I'll paste again and this will be changed to products. This file name will be changed to product.png. The text here will be changed to products, okay. This image name will be changed to products icon. So this is also done. Next is sales. So I'll paste again and I'll change it to sales icon, okay. The image name will be changed to sales.png. The text here will be changed to sales, like this. And lastly, we'll have to add exit button. So I'll paste again, but I didn't copy the exit image from my original project. So I'll copy this exit.png and I'll paste here, and I'll change these names like this. The text here will be changed to exit. So this is how it looks. But if you see the original project, everything is left aligned, right? And in this one, everything is center aligned. So we can change it to left aligned. So for that, to each and every button, we'll have to add one anchor argument. Displays multiple cursors, and add anchor equals to west direction. Okay. Now all of these are on the left hand side. You can also add some paddocks so that you can have some spaces from the left hand side. So just after this anchor, we'll add paddocks equals to 10. So we'll have some left spacing like this. Okay. This logo is not changed. So if you see this exit here, the file name is not changed. So this will become exit.png. Okay. Now it's done. After this, we need to create these cards. So this is nothing but a frame, and inside this frame we have added labels. So first label contains the image, second label contains its total employees, third label contains this text 10. Okay, and this is dynamically generated. So we'll initially set it to 0, and later on when we'll do the functionality, then this value will be changed. Okay, so I'm going to firstly create a frame, and this will be employee frame. So I'll name it emp frame, and this will be created with the help of a frame class. This frame will be inside my window. Okay, and see here, I'm not adding this frame inside my left frame. If I'll add this frame inside my left frame, then you will see it in the side bar. Okay, but I want to display it at the center position in the middle, so that's why I'm adding it inside my window. And then I'll simply place it. So where I'll place it? I'll place at some particular position, right? So that's why I'm using place method here, and I'll provide x and the y values. X will be 400, y will be 125. Okay, and I'll also mention the height of this frame 170 and width of this frame 280. So these values are from my original project. Okay, but you can choose any value of your choice. So this is our frame. Okay, now let's change the background color of this frame, and I'll provide some border to this frame. So the background color that I have used in my original project is a hexadecimal code. So this is the color code. This is how it looks. After that, I'll add some border to it. So I'll mention BD equals to 3. If I run here, you can't see any change. So I'll provide a style to this border, which is relief, and the value will be ridge. Okay, now you can see some border here. Okay, now let's start adding things inside this frame. So firstly, I will be adding the image. So this is that image. You can get this image from Flat Icon website, and this is 64 cross 64 PNG. Okay, so I'm gonna use the same images that I have used in my original project. So I'll simply copy those images only. So these are the images and I'll paste here. Okay. So here I'll firstly import this image using the photo image. File is total emp.png. Okay, and I'll name it total emp icon. Now I'll create the total emp icon label. Okay, so always try to give meaningful names, so it will be easy for you to understand when you will rewatch this code later on. So this label will be inside my emp frame. Okay, so I'll pass emp frame here. Then I'll pass the image name, which is total emp icon. Okay, and then I'll simply pack this dot pack. Why I'm using the pack method here, I hope this should be clear to you that you are arranging everything just after the other, right? So this is at the top, then after that this text is there, then this text is there. So inside this frame you can add the pack method to arrange these labels, right? This will be easy. So on adding it, you can see we are getting here. Now I'll change the background color so that it matches the background color of your frame. So I'll copy the background color from this frame and I'll paste here. Okay. After this, I need total employees label. So you can either copy this or you can create a new one separately. So I'll name it total employee label like this, and instead of image it will contain the text, and the text will be total employees like this. If I run it, you can see the text. Okay, so I'll increase the font and will also change the text color. So I'll firstly change the text color to white, and then I'll change the font to Times New Roman, and the size of the text will be 15, and I'll make the text as bold. Okay, and now I need a total employees count label which will show the count. Okay, so I can again copy this and we'll do the changes in this. So this will be total employee count label. Okay, and initially I'll set the text to 0. Okay, and I'll increase the font to 30. So just like this one, we will be creating total suppliers card here, and then total categories, total products, and then total sales. So let's create them. So I'm gonna copy this complete thing and I'll paste here. Firstly, I'll change this employee frame to supplier frame, right? So I'll place multiple cursors here and this will become subframe. Then I'll change the X value to 800. Now if I run it, you can see that a frame is created, right? And this is disturbed because here you can see employee frame is written, right? So you need to change everywhere this employee frame. will be changed to subframe like this, and image from here is now appearing here. This is because this you are using total emp.png here. So instead of this image, it will become total sub.png. Okay, and also change the variable name here, total sub icon. Okay, and also here like this, and also change the variable name here. This will become total sub label and sub count label. So this will be total suppliers. Now if you run it, this is how it looks. Okay, and the background color is not changed, so we'll change the background color. So just place multiple cursors here and change the background color. So this is the color code that we will be using. Okay, so this is how it looks. Similarly, we'll be creating category card here just below total employees. So I'm gonna paste that card again like this, and I'll do the changes here. So where it's written emp, just change it to cat for category. Okay, so this will become cat like this, and this will also become cat. Okay, and here also this will become total cat.png. The x value will remain same only because it has to be just below the employee card frame only. The y value will be changed here. Y value will become 310. Now if I run it, you are seeing this. Okay, the text we need to change to total categories, and you also need to change the background color. So just place multiple cursors on the background color and change it to this one. Now if you run it, so this is how it looks. Okay, next one is products. So I'll again paste that, and wherever it's written emp, just add prod. Like this. X value will become 800 and y will be 310. Okay, you need to change the text here. This will become total products. And then after that, in the center position, I will attach the total sales frame. So I'll paste again, and instead of emp, I'll add sales. And the text here will be changed to sales. You can see it is overlapped here because we have not changed the x and the y values. So of this sales frame, x value will be 600 and the y value will be 495. like this, and we will change the background color. So place multiple cursors on the background and change it to this one. Now if you run it, so this is how it looks. So if you want, you can add a pad y to this images, okay, so that you can have some padding from the top. So to these icon labels, I can provide pad y. Okay, so firstly total sales icon label, I'll provide pad y equals to 10. So this is how this looks. Okay, in the same way you can do it for others. So just copy this pad y10 and paste it to all the icon labels. Now if you run it, so now this is perfectly fine. So many congratulations, you have successfully designed this admin dashboard, and in the next video we will be working on this employee section.